welcome back, everybody. This is going to be a long one. I got a lot of stuff to go through because it's A flat day. A flat day. Okay, there's no such thing as an evil chord. And when you're learning ukuleles, you're going to hit chords that you don't like playing, and the secret to that is to keep playing them. And to play them in a bunch of, you set up your own transition loops, you do things really slowly, you move from one chord to another, and you find maybe different or shapes or anything like that. There's no such thing as a bad chord. That's a lie. A flat sucks. I don't know what to tell you. There are many ways to deal with an A flat chord. Capos. Song avoidance. Hey, this song has an A flat in it. Maybe I won't play this song ever in my life. That's frustrating. It's a real life thing though. Sniping. If you're playing with other people, or sometimes you just leave a chord out. Anyways, A flat. I'm not a guitar player. Maybe things are different if you're a guitar player. I taught myself how to play ukulele, and you fight through what you can fight through, and you figure out what you can. So we're here today to try and help. So we're going to start. I got a lot of these today. This is what you're going to see. When you look up A flat and A flat 7, they're going to show you this. All right, really, 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 really awesome piece of advice. And it won't apply to everybody because you pretty much have to have massive UAS for this to work. But if you're going to play these chords, if you're going to practice these chords, if you're going to work on these chords, get a soprano ukulele. Don't play it on the concerts and the tenors, and definitely don't play it on the baritones. They're harder to play because the frets are farther apart. Okay, so having said that, here is my lovely Gretsch tenor, which I'm going to show you. So we're essentially taking a G shape, and we're moving it over here, but this top string needs to be blocked out. This top string needs to be shut down. And the way to do that is by putting your first finger there and shutting that string down. Now you have to reach with these two fingers over here to get all the way to the 3rd fret to make your E minor 7. It's now an F minor 7. And you take your pinky here and you throw it in the middle, and you get a thunk is what I get. My hands aren't equipped for this chord, especially on a tenor, which I told you not to bother to use. And for that matter, here's a G7. If I move the G7 shape over here, boom, 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 I got this as a A flat 7. We'll talk about this transition a little later. But again, I have to block out this string. So I'm going to use this here, and then I'm going to put my second finger on the 2nd string, 2nd fret, and I'm going to put this here, and that's easier than A flat. A flat 7, but it's not universally acceptable. You're not going to be able to use it in a bunch of places. All right, so now we look for alternate fingerings. Here's our alternate fingering page 1 for A flat. All right, 3rd fret, you're making a G shape, and now you're blocking the top string with your pinky. So G shape here, and you throw your pinky up here. Now you need to start thinking about this as a perpendicular chord. Normally we think about G sharp as a parallel chord where my fingers are running this way. But if you're trying to run your fingers this way on the 3rd fret, your pinky will never reach. So we're going to block it this way, and we're going to throw it up here, and there's an A flat chord. That's a really stinky voicing of the A flat chord. And you're like, why does it sound so bad? Because my fingers aren't in the right place. I'm touching more than one. I'm thunking. I'm stunned. A flat 7 alternate is 2nd there, and then this has to go all the way up here on the 5th fret. And, again, a soprano would make that easier. It's not terrible, but it really isn't good to transition to and from. Another set of alternate fingerings for A flat. Well, how many ways can we play an A flat? Actually, you can play every chord on the ukulele like 7 different ways, so this isn't a huge thing. We're looking for the one that makes sense. I didn't bother to do an A7 translation for both of these. Okay, this one here, starting on the 3rd fret, you're going to go 3rd fret, 4th fret, and then you're going to drop down to the bottom string, 5th fret, and we're going to go all the way 6th fret here. If you're a guitar player, this is going to look really, 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 really reminiscent to a bar chord on any other instrument. It's okay. Again, it has another issue, which we're going to talk about. There's really, really nothing wrong with this shape. I kind of like the shape itself. And it's going to be one of those amazing movable shapes, right? I can learn this shape and I can put it all the way up and down the neck. So it's not, it still stinks to get to. Okay, this one here. This is an F7 chord. Now this is a really, really nice shape. This is really, really totally manageable. Starting on the 4th here, I go F on the 4th, and then I'm going to put my pinky on the bottom string 6th. And this is the best shape. Okay, great. What's the problem with it? The problem with it is the voicing. What we want the A flat chord to sound like is down here, because that's where we're going to use all our others. If you're changing to this voice over here on the 4th fret, you can hear how high that chord is. Not terrible, totally usable. It's a nice place to get to. This is my second go-to for an A flat. I'm going to go A flat all day long. All right. 6th fret and 11th fret. Exactly the same problems we were just dealing with. 6th fret is between the two dots. 5th fret dot, 7th fret dot, 6th fret. And then take this here. You're going to recognize this. This is an E chord. Because we played it here. E chord, F sharp, G sharp. It's a universal shape. We can move it again. Again, problem, we're voicing it very, very high. We better be playing in this part of it, because if you're switching, you go from, maybe you don't care. This is not a terrible shape. It's not as good as this shape. You can hear how similar they are. Now, 11th fret, B flat. Well, wait a minute, I already hate B flats. Why would I play B flat on the 11th fret? Because if you play B flat on the 11th fret, you're doing exactly what I told you when you learned the B flat the first time. The B flat is a movable shape. B flat, B, C, C sharp. If you keep going, when you get to the 11th fret, it doesn't ring real well. Okay, so think like you're using a capo. Capo. If I do that, I've now moved the key of the ukulele. I've now done the thing that I wanted to do in the first place. I've blocked this string that was causing all the problems. So now I can play it here. I take a G and I switch it over one space. And I've already put, this is where my finger would go from that original chord. There's your block. Here's your G7, your G sharp, or sorry, A flat 7. Okay, so what am I going to do? Every time I need to play an A flat, I'm going to take this on and off. Kind of get your head around the fact that you can shorten your ukulele into different places and change the shape of the chord. I mean, essentially, if this is a C, C sharp, you can keep going until you find the A flat chord here, and you're going to block it off here. Again, you got a voicing issue. But once you get into the idea that you can play any one of the shapes, right? If this is an F, then if I block this off here, this is also an F. Except it's now an F sharp because I blocked this first. My finger is essentially being used as a capo, which works for a lot of things. This is a C. This is a C sharp, but I have to capo here. So this is my capo. This is my makeshift capo. And it will turn my C chord into a C sharp chord. And then I got... So I'm thinking like I'm using a capo. My capo is on the ground. Same thing. All right. Here's the controversial part. I don't think I'm supposed to tell you this. I don't know why I'm not supposed to tell you this, but the ukulele Illuminati, They don't want this. There's some kind of thing about playing all four strings and all four voicings. We did this a little bit when I was showing you the E chord. I was like, okay, you can play an E chord like this, or you can play an E7 chord and just don't push this finger down, and you get a chunk. Well, let's use that logic to the A flat chord, okay? Ukulele, all of the stuff always shows you how you strum with all four strings. But if any of you play guitar, you know that's not how guitars work. Guitars have an X. It's a special symbol they use for the strings they don't want to play. Well, if they can do it, and they do it, why can't we do it? All right. This is a G chord. So move the shape here, you get a G sharp chord. But this string needs to be blocked out. Don't play it. What do you mean don't play it? Here's my G chord. I move it over here, and if I play all four strings, it sounds a bit nasty. But what if I started on this string? There's your A flat chord right there. It's a nice voicing. Is it a complete voicing? It's good enough. See the X? Now wait a minute, you said G sharp. G sharp and A flat are the same time. Why don't we call it a G sharp chord? But we don't. Listen, it's theory, whatever. It's called an A flat chord. You will rarely ever see it called a G sharp chord because there is no major key of G sharp. But anyways, so we're going to take this shape here and we're going to move it here. And this string that needs to be blocked out, we're just not going to play it. Soon may the weatherman come to bring us apples and tea and rum. It's not apples. I don't remember what the words are. Okay, how does this help us out? Well, what if we need to play a G sharp 7, an A flat 7? We're going to play a G7 shape. We're going to move it over one fret, and we're going to leave out that top string. So here's our lovely. I want a G7. I'm going to move the entire thing up one fret, slide it fret. This is up. This way. G sharp. Stinks. Just take out that top string and play these. There it is. There it is. It's lovely. Complete chord, good enough. It's implied, and very few people are going to catch it. I wouldn't show this off and like you're sitting in the ukulele circle and you'd be like, hey, how did you play that shape? You don't need to say. If you really wanted to, you could dummy up this string by putting your finger almost anywhere you wanted to, and then not pushing down on it. You get a chunk there too. That still works. I think it's just easier just to leave the string out. This is my super duper non-sanctioned cheat for all A flat chords. And this is going to work for any chord that you're having struggles with. You start thinking about what shape can I play it with, right? If I need to play an F sharp chord, well, I'm just going to play an F chord, but I'm going to block it out. So therefore, this is a G chord. And therefore, see what I'm saying? It's all good. Anyways, enjoy Diet Dr. Pepper. And I don't know if they make Diet Utz, but if they do, you should do that. Until next time. See you later. This has been long.